Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek. Tucker and Reed have pronoun trouble at the club. Porthos sounds red alert, but Archer ignores him yet again and gets a knockout. Hoshi meets somebody with great cunning linguistics. Travis is allergic to falls, and Phlox gets a rude awakening. Enterprise finally makes it to Risa.
So there are mushrooms in my coffee. Mushrooms in my coffee. Whoever would have thought that she would have a thing going here? Ooh, that light looks so pretty. I'm supposed to do something with the light. What is it?
Sir, you're supposed to start the show.
Oh, that's right.
Pull it out of your ass.
Wait. No, this is so cool. Wait a minute. I'm going to say, oh, everyone.
I need to bring the captain his coffee more often.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank you for. Wait a minute. If you have stereo, I wonder if that'll work. Ready? So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I don't know if it did. Well, anyway, thank you for joining Starfleet Underground. We're here with a full crew. Apparently, Heather brought some mushrooms in my coffee with I don't know. Maybe one of the dots ran into the wall because
it was the screen on my microphone falling over.
It sounded like a dot running into the wall, I think.
So it probably was one of the dots.
Did they bring you the coffee this morning? They made us sip something before they handed it to you.
I think so. It handed me an article and one of Heather's quotes about mushrooms being good in coffee. So maybe it's that. Anyway, if you guys don't know us, you should know us by. If you don't know us by now, you will never know.
Never do that again.
Anyway,
Never do that again.
The entire crew is here today, and if you don't know who we are, this is our chance to tell you who we are. My name is Nathan Adams. I am here and captain of this wonderful vessel. I have with me our entire crew, our science officer.
Hi, I'm Heather Ferris. I'm the science officer, and I do experiments on the captain's coffee, including putting fun mushrooms and interesting drugs from different planets to see what the effects are. Thank you for being my guinea pig, Captain.
I am drinking my coffee and silently judging you right now.
Hell, fuck the silently judging. Let's just outwardly judge.
And speaking about an outward judge, we have our computer person.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm the computer guy. I'm also the number one on the ship and the foreign species liaison.
Including the person whose screen fell off their booty hole. So there's that.
What?
Next, we have our wonderful engineer who makes us go. I really can't heap enough praises on our engineer. If you knew what he has to work with in order to get this so y'all can listen to. Oh my God, you need to hush, all right? Or I'll get the dot to install another screen on your booty. Oh, go ahead.
At least 30 minutes of bickering between these two that we actually take out of every show, every week. Yeah, it's something else. Hi, everybody. I'm Rocky Robinson. I'm the engineer of the show and our ship. And I just want to warn everybody to be careful about firing phasers into the sky to celebrate the 4th of July.
Yes.
It's not safe. I mean, gravity doesn't bring the phaser beam back down to Earth, but the phaser beams hit things that are in orbit or if flying above you in your head. And the space uber doesn't have shields. So when it falls and lands on your head, that's dangerous.
Exactly.
Well, Nathan's safe then because there's nothing in his head to hit.
Oh.
Where's that button? I know I had a button for the airlock, but damn it, the show's starting. Well, maybe app later. Okay. Yes, that is a very important thing from our engineer. Don't fire firearms into the air. Also, please be aware that fireworks are not fun for dogs nor veterans.
Or
they
cats.
don't like this sound.
Or tribbles.
Yeah. Or bots. Bots.
Well, bots don't like it either because they swear that we're being pelted by meteorites. So don't do that.
Fortunately, by the time this thing runs on, once this podcast drops, it's already after the 4th. So.
Oh, that's right. So if you did
Never
do
mind.
that,
Oh, yeah.
shame on all of you. Just remember that for next year. If you're a kid right now under the age of 18, I don't care if you can be let into an R-rated movie, but no, if you're under the age of 18, don't listen to us.
Yeah. We are not the show for you.
No, we're not. We will say things that will really hurt your virginal ears.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah, it's bad.
If someone's if they're under 18 and they're still virginal, there's something really wrong.
Hey, it's okay to be a virgin if you're past 18.
Yeah, you gotta pace yourself, dude.
Yeah,
There is nothing wrong with being a
a
virgin past 18.
No, I mean, come on, Pat. You were like 28, 29, 30. So
We still have crewmen on this ship who are virgins.
Subtract a decade plus.
yeah, sure. Okay, so
Recommended age and actual age, totally different things.
this is true. So if you're listening to us and you're under that age, you need to leave the room, shut it down, shut all that business down, and get out. So just go. Random ways you can tell if you're old enough to listen to us. If you know what the button on the bottom of the floor of a car was, or if you could program a push button radio inside of the car.
Oh shit, I'm not old enough.
Yeah, then you need to go. Oh, if you remember what an 8-track is.
I remember what an 8-track is. Yes, I'm old enough.
Or if you knew a cassette.
If the clock is still flashing 12 on your VCR and you happen to have a VCR, it's okay. You're welcome here.
If you cannot read an analog clock and you have to run to the internet to find out what an analog clock is, you're not old enough.
I remember Betamax and I remember Ataris. That's how old I am.
If you remember what a Channel 3 was essential for playing a game.
You could do 4 depending on your area.
Yes.
I went with 3.
So those are just a small list of how you can tell if you're old enough for us. Okay, we got that all going. Oh, this coffee is so good. What is the colors?
The coffee is glowing.
Colors.
It's talking to me.
One of the Tribbles peed in it.
It's a rainbow.
It is.
No, it's not. It's not gay coffee.
Taste the rainbow.
We're not tasting the Tribbles.
Oh, the Tribbles might like that.
Don't squeeze the Tribble for creamer, okay?
Oh,
The Tribbles like oral too.
I wonder if that would work. Where the hell is a Tribble when I want one? As soon as you said that, they left the room.
Ooh, David.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Corrections. We have any corrections from last week?
Let me check subspace again.
Check it.
Listen, homie. Nope, we are spotless.
Outstanding. Okay, we're going to go then with news articles. News everywhere from the north, east, west, and south, and in the nebulas and everywhere. So, Lieutenant Commander Ferris, what do you got for us?
I could hear Patrick rolling his eyes over the
That's
audio.
really good microphone quality.
That's
Yeah,
really
I
good
heard it
You
microphone.
can hear eye rolls over the network.
My news this week, unfortunately, I am bringing some sad news to everyone this week. John Erman unfortunately passed away recently. He was the Emmy winner who directed for Star Trek, Roots, and MASH, and he was 85 years old. He died on June 25th in New York City after a brief illness.
That's sad to hear. Let's give a moment of silence. All right, thank you for the contributions and may you rest in peace. You have anything else for us, Heather, before we move on to
That was it.
our resident volunteer when anything comes on board that wants to do alien probes? Patrick, what do you got?
Wrong answer. Okay, so 2 articles here. One, Simon Pegg is reportedly working on a Galaxy Quest TV series, the best Star Trek there is.
Cool.
That's cool.
If I had to pick somebody to do it based on previous performance, Simon Pegg all the way.
I'm serious.
He's a total fanboy, so of course.
Oh, Trek and Star Wars. He's great. Love him. Love his stuff.
Yeah.
I love it when a fanboy actually does it.
1/4 portion.
Right.
And the other article is on, even though Pride Month has officially ended, there is a great article on StarTrek.com about Star Trek's queer fluidity is giving fans a brighter future they deserve. I just want to read 2 paragraphs from this article. Despite the fact that Star Trek didn't feature any out members of the LGBT plus community until more recent years, sexual and gender fluidity has always been a staple of the series. That's including one-off episode species like the non-binary Janae to main characters like Jadzia Dax, whose symbiont made her gender and sexuality more transient. Even when it comes to Trek's in-universe fashion and culture, everything is much more gender neutral, opening up an entire galaxy for the queer fans to see a place for themselves, no matter where on the spectrum they land. Fans were drawn to Trek's subtle nods to the LGBT plus representation, which, unlike a few other franchises, after all, Trek didn't have a very special episode about the queer community. Instead, Gene created a diverse galaxy that felt like people in the community might be able to live, be accepted as they are, and they didn't need to be explained. They just were diverse people with cultures and their own stories.
That's pretty cool. Outstanding. And thanks everybody for joining our podcast. Remember, just don't have a great week. What? It's not over?
Captain,
we're not done?
Captain, you're not done yet. The time is passing differently for the captain right now.
No, we're totally done. We could go on break, right? Right, Captain?
Listen, you
it's
bitter old
lunchtime.
cunt.
No, wait.
Who are you calling a
what? You said you want somebody to go on a porgy hunt? What the hell is that?
No, I said I called you a bitter old cunt.
You said I have jitters on a hunt? I've never had jitters when we went on a hunt. Oh my God. Okay, so we have our news. Next, with Rocky. News.
Hey, I got some news too.
Yes, what is your news?
So Comic-Con is, of course, at home again. And so the virtual convention 2 years in a row. So, Comic-Conners are like, oh, okay, fine, we'll do it again virtually. There's an exclusive. Hallmark has got another exclusive. They always have an exclusive for these shows. And Hallmark has The Bird of Prey, the first 2021 event exclusive. It's a Klingon bird of prey, keepsake ornament, the 35th anniversary of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home.
I want.
From 1986.
Mine?
It's a metal keepsake ornament, and it actually has the HMS Bounty painted on the side of the ship, just like they did in the film.
Mine?
Wow.
Isn't that cool? $35, and they're only making 3,750 of these things.
Yeah.
And it's first come, first serve. There's, I believe they said 2 days, first day of each convention. So there's for the first day of each convention, they'll have these things.
I can imagine how many of them will be on eBay for like a fuck ton of money.
I mean, they need to make more of these suckers.
Yeah.
Popminded.com/events is apparently where you need to go to find out more about the sales of these things.
If any of you out there that decides to get one and you have an extra, please donate it over to the cast of the ship.
Drop it on by the ship. We'll take care of it for you.
We'll even come by and pick it up. How's that? We'll do a transport thing somehow.
And they're actually made of metal, because this has been, the Klingon bird of prey has been done before, but only in plastic.
Plastic, that is right. So I have the plastic one.
This is very cool.
My news. For those of you that love Guardians of the Galaxy, the actor in there, Dave Bautista, and you see him, he was an MMA fighter and everything else. One of the things he's been announcing quite loudly is that he was born to be a Klingon. He wants to be in Klingon in Star Trek. And we all know that, The Rock got his start being a fighter on Voyager from one episode.
Does that mean Dave has 2 penises if he was born to be a Klingon?
It's good possibility. I'll let you check that out.
They actually give you one when you become a Klingon. Nobody knows that, but they actually give you one to hang on to just for character development.
Just to hang on to. I thought you meant they surgically attached it to them.
No, he's got like a 2-headed turtle. He's got a 2-headed thing there. So, but he would love to do it. He says, I was born to be a Klingon, just saying. And so if you wanted to follow his Twitter, which is poor kid who chased his dreams, he's verified as Dave Bautista. So I would be interesting. Would you guys think he'd make a good Klingon?
I think so. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would make him a one-shot or a recurring character.
And I would hope that he would have a character to his Klingon, not just Klingon number 7 on the side, but an actual character as Klingon. I think that would be so cool.
It would be interesting how long he'd want to do it, because he's infamously said that he doesn't like the makeup for doing Drax. It takes too long and he's miserable and he doesn't want to play the part anymore because of all the makeup.
If they're giving him another head, he might be all for it.
That's true.
There's not as much body paint involved in being a Klingon.
If they're giving him head, he might be way more for it.
That would totally change my outlook on casting and being an actor. I would totally be an actor right now if that were an option.
What the hell? Why are you in my room waving 2 dildos at me, Dot? Get out. Get out. I never said anything about me wanting an extra. Go to Patrick's room.
The Dot can only hear your side of the conversation. So when you said you wanted to be a Klingon, it heard he wanted to be a Klingon.
I thought he just wanted to play.
I didn't know he came in with 2 flesh-colored. I'm impressed because he matched my complexion. But 2 dildos came into the room waving them around like they're swizzle sticks.
The Dots have very good color matching skills.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Ashy dust.
You need to be, that's it. I should, oh my God. All right. So that was our news. Wait, that was my news. Okay. So we're all done with the news. So that means that our Lieutenant Commander Ferris is up with her homework.
Aye, Captain. So this week's episode is Star Trek Enterprise Season 1, Episode 25, 2 Days and 2 Nights. It first aired May 15th, 2002, and it was directed by Michael Dorn.
Woo!
Wait a minute, who?
Michael Dorn. Okay, so if anyone doesn't know, Michael Dorn is Worf from The Next Generation, and he was on Voyager too.
DS9, actually.
He was on DS9?
He was on DS9.
Yeah, not Voyager.
Oh,
Not Voyager.
shit. DS9. Yes, not Voyager. Oh my God. Correction. We have a correction.
Somebody had one of my coffee, apparently.
There were clouds in your coffee?
Well, I had the same coffee the captain did. I had to taste it. Teaser. Maybe I don't know. Enterprise finally made it to Risa, but because of all of the detours, they only have 2 days and 2 nights to spend there. And only half of the crew gets to go on vacation picked via a lottery.
I was really pissed off at that.
I would have been so pissed. Oh my God, I would have been so pissed if I
would have been pissed on, yeah. Wait a minute,
That's down at Risa.
What?
That's a Risa attraction.
So he got down to the Risa. He got down to the planet. Okay.
Actually, it may not be as bad because I remember when
you got pissed on?
No, I remember when I was on active duty and everybody had to go on Liberty, but but I couldn't go on Liberty.
You got to shower afterwards.
You got pissed on. You couldn't go because you got pissed on.
No, I'm not talking about what you do in the shower. So it would be actually good when everybody was gone because then you can actually take a shower by yourself. You can take a shower by yourself and not have people around you. Oh my God, I'm not like you in the shower where you piss straight up and start smiling and giggling. Woo-hoo. So
wait,
no,
you saw that?
It was on camera.
Oh, okay.
So
anyway, back to the thing. As Archer prepares to leave, he ticks off a list of emergency contacts to T'Pol, like a nervous mother leaving her kids with the babysitter for the very first time. And just like a middle-aged white woman, he takes his dog with him and leaves, while half of the crew would kill for Porthos' spot.
I thought Porthos was staying with T'Pol. I really
so
liked
did
him.
I.
And then he picked him up and took him with him. I was just like, whoa, Porthos is going.
Yep.
Oh, we should note that Crewman Cutler, the actress Kellie Waymire, this was her very last episode.
Yeah.
Because she died not long after.
The next year she passed away. Yeah, it was kind of sad.
How did she die?
It was
cardiac arrhythmia.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. So this was her very last episode as Crewman Cutler.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is.
So Phlox is no longer allowed to hibernate because Crewman Cutler is not there to sub for him.
But that's next section. So you're jumping like way ahead already. So, which is, I heard a personality trait of people who like to give themselves golden showers. So there we go. But yeah, it was a thing. You see, he didn't want to go on vacation, but T'Pol gave him that.
She's like, she in very stern Vulcan, you need a vacation.
Yep. You stink.
It was so funny because he's giving her do this, do that, don't forget this, don't forget that. And T'Pol's like, I know, bitch. Will you just leave already?
It's like, get the F out.
Right. Go the fuck away. I want a vacation from you.
She's got that perfect Vulcan, like, I smell something bad and you need to get out of my area.
Well, yeah, every human on the ship.
Yep. So that was a cute little opening. And oh my God, you have a chance to see everybody in their civilian clothes.
Quote unquote.
Does anyone know what the date for this little excursion was?
What?
February 18th, 2152.
Oh, cool.
And February 19th and 20th.
So they were heading on out, and everyone had and the Hawaiian shirt that Tucker had on. Oh my God, dude! Bright colors, much?
they actually had the lights turned down a little bit, and everyone could see that it was illuminating the entire cargo bay because
it was bright. And Heather, you noticed there was more than one shuttlecraft.
There was?
Yep.
Yeah, there was two.
Oh,
they did the double launch.
Yeah,
the first time we ever saw the double shuttle pod launch.
Is that like double penetration?
Only if you're a space shuttle.
Okay.
Oh, so that's why you have this screen. Go ahead.
Well, at least now we know they have two shuttles, not just one shuttle. They have two shuttles.
At least two.
So thank goodness for that.
All right. I guess we can move to the next section.
Aye, Captain. Act 1. Fun, fun, fun. As the shuttle pulls away from the Enterprise and starts heading down to Risa, the bridge crew talks about what their plans are. Travis is going rock climbing on mountains that are ever changing. Trip and Reed want to fuck multiple aliens because getting pregnant once wasn't bad enough. Hoshi is going to brush up on her language skills while Archer is going to confine himself into small quarters with Porthos, but away from people as he gazes upon the stars. Wait, dude, don't you do that like every day? Back on Enterprise, T'Pol is going to play captain while Phlox catches up on a few years of sleep with a long overdue nap. The bridge crew finally arrives and the vacation begins. Everyone disperses as they focus on what they want to do and carry out their plans. Travis goes rock climbing, Trip and Reed go to the bar looking for some alien pussy, just as if they were an STLV. Hoshi looks for someone to practice communicating with, and Archer goes straight to his villa for some alone time, and the first thing Porthos does is mark his territory inside that villa. Later that night, as Archer and Porthos are chilling, a dog appears out of nowhere, getting Porthos excited. There's a bitch here he can hump, and that bitch has a bitch Archer can hump. Yay!
Hump parties.
Well, Koshi did practice her cunnilingus.
So
Cunning Linguistics.
Cunning Linguistics?
Cunning Linguistics, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think you had it right.
Cunning linguist.
You had it right the first time.
So they get down and you get the horny twins. It's like, we got to go to a club and get laid.
They're like, we're gonna broaden our cultural horizons.
It was boner twin powder activate.
He's like, okay, you're going to be my wingman, right?
It's like, let's go. It's like, hey, is that a guy or a girl? I don't know, but let's get it.
Let's get some.
Matter.
The hardest thing about that was which set of eyes do you look into? Because if you look at the wrong set, you're staring at the wrong set.
So that was kind of funny. But did you notice that I had a chance to finally see what gets Malcolm so excited? Because when they're in the room and Phlox is telling about the hibernation thing, the camera purposely had a side profile of T'Pol. And it was like, what? Wow. Or y'all didn't see that?
I didn't notice.
Now we're going to go back and watch the scene. You're just going to make us watch the show again.
Yeah.
You're driving up the numbers for Star Trek.
She had a side profile where it showed us like, damn, girl's got I see why he says she's got a butt. It's just like that profile was like, I mean, that side profile, she would be good that Stevie Wonder would be sitting there going, wow, y'all see that? It was, yeah. So that was interesting. Yeah, but Phlox is like, I need to sleep, so nobody's going to need me. Cutler or Sear.
He needs a comatose sleep.
Yeah, I need to go to sleep, which really sets up something later on during the show, which is hysterical, but we'll.
And what about the shots of Risa? I mean,
very pretty.
Gorgeous.
Oh, wow. Where did they get all those
shots?
It was very nice. Makes me want to go back.
I want to know how much Archer paid for that villa, and did that come out of company funds?
That's interesting you ask that. There's an actual deleted Sween. Deleted scene.
There's swings there too. They have swings there.
Malcolm and Tuck were like,
swinger party. They went to the swinger bar. The funny thing is the bar across the street was the one that was swinging, and they didn't go to that one for some reason.
Chickens.
I was looking at Memory Alpha, and they said there's a deleted scene where they actually negotiated price via the amount of dilithium they gave. So they bought a really nice package to get down the shore leave on the ship.
Yes, Trip does have a nice package.
So,
wait, what?
That was cool.
Who said that?
Did you say that out loud?
Who said that?
That's later on. So once again, you're jumping the gun and other things. So,
Did you notice the door panel switch on Archer's villa? It was the Horgon.
Yes.
It was the sex statue. And it opens and closes the door. I
it had a
laughed
little
my
button
ass
to
off when
push.
I saw that.
It was great. It was very tacky, but very cool. I wanted to get one of those.
Yeah, because the Horgon, if you have one, is supposed to be able to open and close other things as well. So,
Jamama Horon.
there you go. You crave Jamama Horon.
I don't know if I said that right, but everybody knows Jamama or something or other.
I talk about your mama.
Oh.
Now, the book to go on vacation, if I had to pick a book to go on vacation with, it would not have been the teachings of Sirach, because then I would have probably been asleep the whole time.
Well, Spock would have said, "You better read my great grandpa."
You know, but the fact I'll give Archer credit. She left it for him, and by God, he was going to read it.
Was he reading that book, or was he reading a book he brought?
I don't. Well, no, the first time we see him reading, I think he's reading something he brought. But then at a later point, when the female comes into the room, he is reading Sirach, because I think he mentions it to her.
Okay. What would you guys do if you went to Risa? Like, what would you want to do?
Well, first off, I'd be pissed off because I didn't see anybody with 12 fingers.
You went to the wrong bar, sir.
Yeah, I would have liked it.
I'd find the nearest bathhouse.
So
Okay.
I would probably hang out in a bar and see.
You would pull a trip and read?
No, I wouldn't like go hunting women down like they did. I wouldn't hunt them down like they did. I'm old now.
You're just a rich target, sir. They would hunt you.
They just got to come within arm's reach, and then I'd have to get my radar and
You scare him off.
Oh, jeez.
that's way you can tell if someone's sincere.
How about you?
Yeah.
How about you, Rocky?
I would go for the gaming, as in the arcade gaming, and I would end up with one of those things on my face saying, "This is the most awesome game ever." But that's another episode of Star Trek you should watch.
I didn't know they had that on there.
Incel alert. Incel alert.
Hey,
Incel alert.
there is nothing wrong with video games.
I would join you there. If I knew they had video games, I'm going to change my answer. I would definitely do it. And no, don't say insert, because one of the best, most physically active girlfriend I ever had, I met in an arcade. So there's that.
Yep.
And she became enamored because I beat her. And apparently she was supposed to have been unbeaten in this game, and I decimated her. And
Well, now we know you're
go ahead, say it. Say it.
Nope.
And if anybody is curious about how Patrick looks, there's our level of Patreon. You can see it. And just to give you whet your appetite, that dog that was on the balcony, that about covers it. So,
Dang. How about Porthos is always like the early alert system. Porthos instantly knew there was something wrong with this visitor. He was barking the hell out of this little doggy. I mean, he was on the defense mode.
That dog was fucking ugly.
Yes.
Exactly. It was like, well, put this fucking thing in front of me. I don't want to fuck this.
They're like, okay, what dog looks like an alien? This dog, this breed definitely looks like an alien.
I mean, Porthos called red alert, basically, and nobody was paying attention again.
All the time.
He was like, black alert. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, I mean, put your dog on a damn leash, for God's sakes.
Oh my
Don't
God.
go around having your dog off a leash,
All
going
these
everywhere.
people with the dogs off the leashes. Can I just complain about when I'm on the bicycle path or the path? No, it's not. It's not a bicycle path. It's a regular path. But I'm zipping along, and all of these dogs are off on leashes. It's like, oh my God.
Biggest pet peeve.
I mean, you see people walking them with the leash in their hand. Dog is 40 feet away.
That's even more infuriating.
It is Risa, and they host a lot of different species, so you never know. Maybe the dog will end up on the menu.
On somebody else's menu, yeah.
Little trivia for you. The dog actual name was Tibis, and both Porthos, which is known as Prada, they worked together as spy dogs in a movie, Cats and Dogs. So it's not the first time those two worked together.
Oh,
but apparently
that's
one of
cool.
them was a diva. So that's why Porthos was like, I will chew your ass.
Porthos is like, I remember you.
But that's when we get in close quarters.
Serious diva.
I was going to complain about the random lottery because half of the crew had to be stuck back up on the ship and they could not go on a vacation, and they had to wait another 10 or 11 months before they could go on vacation.
The very first starship out this far from Earth, and not even half the ship gets to go out and play. What the hell, man? You got to relieve stress on all of the crew. They were down 0.3% or whatever the hell it was on efficiency. Everybody should have gotten a little break. Take it in shifts.
But you don't see what happens the following week is how many fights break out because would you stop fucking talking about the time you had? I didn't go.
See, while they were down on the planet, T'Pol was running around giving hand jobs to everybody.
So,
Dang.
I don't know about that.
That was a deleted scene, I think.
Yes, it was.
But
those videos are on Pornhub.
And then you have like Archer is like, I can see into her bedroom from up here. Oh shit, she saw me.
He had that telescope out, and I was thinking, is that for looking at the stars or looking at something else?
The Enterprise.
She really,
he was searching for the beaver constellation.
But she really had stink face when she came up there. It's like, where's my dog? And Archer, to his credit, was being as cordial and as polite, and it's like, yeah. And then she took it down a notch. If you swim out into the ocean, they'll serve you seafood, so go for it.
If you want to get hit on by random women, bring a puppy dog.
Yeah, that'll work.
It's nonstop. I mean, I've never gone out walking with the puppy dog, but I've gone out with somebody, and every damn dog she saw, she had to talk to each one of them.
Yeah,
that's why I have a cat.
Well, you don't walk your cat on the path, right?
Nope. That way I don't get hit on by random women.
I guess so.
Oh my God, you wish. Okay, next section.
Wait, before we go on to the next section. So, two things. Did you guys notice that for the lottery, the entire bridge crew, except for the 2 aliens, got to go down? And I'm thinking that lottery was a scam, because the entire freaking bridge crew, except Paul and Phlox, get to go down there. And that just does not seem right.
Phlox was going to take a nap anyway, so he took himself out of it.
True, but I mean, still.
Yeah, there might have been some underhanded stuff going on.
And I bet T'Pol's already gone to Risa before. So
that's true. That's true. And then when they're going down there, Archer is talking to Trip and Reed, and he warns them about STDs. And I'm like, yeah, you specifically have to warn them of the first season, because the STD, that was the worst.
I knew you were going to go there with that joke. I knew you were going to go there with that joke. Oh, man. The other good advice, though, this whole episode was right here in this scene. Kayla was saying it to Archer, you should always listen to your science officer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that I wasn't sure, it struck me just a little odd when Malcolm and Trip were in the bar, and he's like, I don't think she is the right pronoun. Kind of like the way he said that was like,
are they becoming pronoun aware? Were we aware of pronouns back then? I know we're aware of pronouns now. It's definitely a big thing now. But back in the early 2000s, were they making a pronoun thing? I don't remember pronouns being a thing back then. But then again, I'm a straight white boy. I don't know shit. So
yeah, it just struck me as a little, I don't know. It came off a little funny because he was like, now that's a she, like as if it's, something bad that, you might accidentally fuck a male alien.
That's a good point. I mean, you may have a better time with one, right?
I do.
To each their own. What? The way I look at it is it doesn't matter what sex they are. It's about the love. If the love is there. And I
thought you were going to say it's about whether they have holes or not.
No, they all have holes. Come on, really?
Well, and it don't matter if you get some of that Arturian poontang.
and it's not necessarily always about the love. In this case, it's about the lust. And if it's there, it doesn't matter what sex they are, right?
Lust to love.
I guess
that's the last thing I was dreaming of.
I guess Trip figured as long as he didn't put his hands in a bowl, he was safe.
You notice he was keeping his hands to himself.
Yeah, right.
I'd like to also mention that this is the first time they went to an alien planet and there were other species of color there.
Ooh.
Yay!
How about
it's
that?
not a planet full of white people.
No. So I thought that was cool. They finally did it. It says, what we can make this really look like an adventure planet. Let's throw in some other complexions for a change.
Color in, yeah.
I thought they were going off of Las Vegas, like they were basing Rise off of Las Vegas. That was the feel I got from it.
I thought there was too much light in the bar to be based off of Las Vegas, but then again, you never know.
Okay.
Yeah, true. I mean, who has that much light in a bar?
I think in television, you've got to put a little bit more light in the situation. It was before they really started to darken it out. So
as we find out, having a lot of light didn't work for both of them.
No.
They should have gone to the dimmer bar across the street with a lot more noise.
They should have gone to the gay bar.
So
they would have had better luck.
At the brass rail. Okay.
They would have gotten abducted by female aliens if they went to the gay bar.
Foreshadowing. Moving on, Act 2, Strange World. While at a restaurant, Hoshi creeps out a couple of diners by striking up a conversation with them from the next table over. But she has someone creeping on her because as soon as the couple dashed out the door, the creep made his move. But instead of scaring her away, these two creepy kindred spirits hit it off and fall into a deep conversation during dinner. Meanwhile, Trip and Reed are swiping right on all of the above genders since no one leaves this club unhappy. And that's when a couple of gorgeous prostitutes show up and wine and dine the two into submission. After being taken into a room, the prostitutes blindside them, knocking them out and robbing them, taking everything except the magic underwear. Welcome to Risa.
That I thought was funny.
Hey, who said anything about being Mormon?
They're wearing magic underwear. That is totally magic underwear.
It's the blue part, and this is Patrick's favorite act. So when they're sitting there. But you always got to be careful. Always, always, always. I fortunately was not involved in it, but I heard of a horror story of a Marine that went on liberty, met a gorgeous woman that was above his league, went back to her house, tied him down on the bed, saying that he was going to have a great time. And once he was tied on his bed, the closet door opened and the guy with the mask came out. So there was that.
And then the blowjob started.
Yeah. So I was like,
So
dude,
what
if that happened to me, yeah.
What happened was...
Yeah, definitely. He was assaulted and molested. But if I was him, it's like, dude, if that happened to me, I would not have told anybody other than the superiors. That's not a story you'd share in the barracks. But it happened. So yeah, always leery. You got to be on neutral ground.
Wow.
But those two women came down and automatically what you call like, this doesn't seem the right way to go see some beautiful flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were so horny. It's like, let's go anyway. Let's go.
Hey, Luminescent Gardens, she had me at high.
Really?
It really reminded me of Las Vegas because that's what you do. You go to a bar and there's always going to be prostitutes there and they're the women that really seem into you and they're gorgeous. So you think, oh, I'm so lucky. And then you go up to the room and she's like, okay, now you have to pay me $350 or I'm going to go down to security and tell them you just hired a prostitute, and some of them like you'll pay them. And then while you're doing whatever, they'll hit you over the head and knock you out and then rob you and then leave and not even have sex with you.
I passed out before we even paid the money, so I don't even know what happened.
And in 42nd Street, they had a good scam that used to go is that you meet a good looking woman and she says you can pay $100 to be in a room alone with me. And so they would pay $100 and go to touch her. And she's like, nope, you got to pay an extra $300. It's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, I paid $100 to be in a room alone with you. And it says, you are in a room alone with me. If you want to do more, it's $300.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not into your business transactioning stuff. Like, just a one-shot deal here. Like, I'll get my credit card out. And then they're like, no, we don't take credit card. I'm like, really?
It took a read. It's like, oh my God, what happened to the boobs? They're gone.
Yeah.
Those are guys. And Reed's like, can we still fuck them?
I didn't know this was their meeting ritual. I was like, shut up.
I know. That was funny. And then they also make them upset. It's like they don't look like they have money. They lied and said they were captains. There's nothing on them. We'll sell their clothes.
I just thought that was so funny. They're like, oh, well, you're the captain. No, I was the captain last week. He's the captain this week.
We rotate.
That's what happens when you try to lie to get some tags.
Yeah, you're trying to show off a little too hard.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. And they took all their clothes. Go ahead.
What's funny is Reed was telling one of the aliens about the story with the magic underwear before they go down there and strip them both down. They're like, we're going to check and see if your magic underwear story is right. Yeah, it's right.
It didn't pay off, so they tried to rob them.
Well, those magic underwear, I'm sorry, but made both of their butts look really good.
I didn't
see that either.
That's the magic part.
I'm telling you, like, woof.
I didn't notice.
We get some cake and eat it too.
So,
oh
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch you next time they're on the convention floor.
Well, he's going to be watching them, and they're going to be looking out for some chicks, just like in the bar.
Yeah, but the only person that seemed to hit any type of a relationship goal was Hoshi.
Yeah. Yes.
Because, she shows how well she could use her tongue.
But that's
quickly
next
to learn
section.
Language.
She knows 40 languages.
I know.
Teach me your language is a great way to pick up on people.
She's a ton of linguists.
If you don't have a puppy dog, ask them to speak to them in their native language and see if that gets something going.
And have a flawless accent.
Yeah.
So
totally. And, Archer's neighbor was trying to get some sex. Like, she came over for a quick fuck and everything. Like, she was trying.
yeah, until he mentioned some things. No,
Yeah.
she mentioned something.
until Archer scanned her.
Oh, that's later.
Next section.
That's later. We might as well jump ahead because Patrick is really jumpy. Jumpy.
Hi, Captain.
Jumpy. Why does that word sound so...
I'm so happy he drank the coffee I gave him this morning. I really worked hard at that one. Act 3. I get around. Travis had a rock climbing accident and had to be taken to the Risa hospital. The nurse gave him some pain medication, but unfortunately he had an allergic reaction and now he can't breathe. T'Pol picks him up early and takes him to sickbay. However, T'Pol is reluctant to wake up Phlox. Meanwhile, Trip and Reed wake up in their magic whitey-tidies strapped down to a pole. This is not the kind of bondage Reed was hoping for. After spending most of their vacation in that room, the two irritable officers look for a means of escape as they bicker like an old married couple.
I guess they wind up having experience with the pole, but not the type of pole they wanted.
It's always the worst. You think you're having a good time. You're going out tonight, going to have a good time, going to take some drinks. And next thing you know, it's the morning and you're hungover. And what happened? Nothing happened. And
you're tied to a pole.
When he heard the prostitute say, "Hey, you want to be strapped to a pole?" he didn't imagine it would be like that.
No, that's for certain. Did you get married with her?
I mean, they could have told him to take him to pole dancing and then tied him to the pole, but no, they lured him with the luminescent gardens, subterranean luminescent gardens.
My hand would have shot right up. I'd been like, "Ooh, me."
Pole dancing.
And then Mary Willis like, I want to climb a mountain that shifts positions every once in a while.
That sounded like fun.
That show, American Ninja Warrior.
Oh my God.
To be on that. So, and he falls.
We know Malcolm's not going to be on that ever.
No, and he falls. And so it's like, why didn't you let them treat you down there? It's like, I don't trust alien hospitals. I want my doctor to take care of me.
They almost killed him anyway.
I just love that line. Is like, well, I've been in would you let somebody treat you in an alien hospital? And T'Pol's like, yeah, in San Francisco.
That was like a duh.
It was like, huh? A doctor's a doctor is a doctor. And it was probably the logical choice for her. I wonder what ailment she had.
So that was,
She was probably trying to get something to dampen her nostrils so she didn't have to smell all of it.
Somebody told her, use a little Vicks. What? Put some Vicks in your nose. That'll work.
Someone named Vic? What?
No, that's
a little guy named Vicks. What?
They were gorgeous. They were male. Not at first.
That was some good writing. That was hilarious and well written, well delivered. That had me laughing.
Yeah, it was good. That was really good.
I mean, they were gorgeous. I mean, come on, but they were like supermodel gorgeous. I'm like, that should have sent up us like, why are you talking to us?
Yeah, red flag.
Exactly.
If they're super gorgeous and they are really eager to talk to you, that's like a red flag. I don't care who you are in this world. That's just a red flag.
I mean, Reed did have the British accent, but still, come on, what's going on?
And then they turn into some kind of rat bat face creature things.
And then on top of it, it's like, I thought there was no crime here. Well,
there was some crime, but it didn't say it was a big deal.
There was some crime, and it's exactly what happened to us that they said. It's like, did you read TripAdvisor? Oh my God.
He's like, I don't remember twisting your arm.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
He's like, don't blame me for this. You came willingly.
I mean, they were, willing victims. Yeah, totally.
I would have been so pissed that you get 2 days and you stuck most the whole time tied up
to a pole with the other dude.
To another man.
To another dude, yeah.
And that's not your
that sounds like fun.
In their underwear.
Another dude that you work with, that you see every day.
In the wine cellar.
Yeah.
Again, I don't see a problem here.
Okay, Patrick.
I don't know what you're complaining about, but I don't see a problem here.
Let's rephrase
They're
it the
not
other way.
doing each other. There's no sex involved. If you're going to have straps in a pole, at least fuck.
Okay, now they are crewmates. So that's saying that if you and I were tied down in our underwear on a pole, would that have been fun?
Ew.
No, exactly. So now you know how they feel.
So, okay.
Yeah, but you're old and crusty. They're young and hot.
Oh my God, I am not old and crust, and the crust is for traction. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm going to barf.
I don't want to know about your traction, sir.
So
I'm throwing up a hairball right now. I mean, that's just...
I was wondering what the Tribbles were sniffing when they were around or when they were around Nathan.
How about Hoshi, though? She was putting some moves on with that language translation.
she was.
Who knew Kiwi was the same thing as kissing?
He was such a creep and she was such a creep. They were perfect for each other.
They were both creeping.
They were
you see-
creeping, yeah.
You saw in her flow chart in her mind is like, this guy is hitting on me. Do I want to hit on back? Yes.
And he's like, he wants to go to a steam pool.
It's like, okay,
He wants to teach her what Kiwi means.
Yes. So,
And he, instead of just saying it, he just did it. I mean,
Yeah, you don't do that.
but he asked permission.
I mean, she was willing. He did ask. He did get permission.
He said, can I show you
She
what
didn't know
Kiwi
he was
is?
going to kiss her.
You know, if she could turn around, could you show me what peach means?
So that's when we learned about emojis. Emojis were pre-Enterprise, but wow. This is like the beginnings of emojis.
It probably was.
And then you want to know what the banana means?
Yeah, it's eggplant if you're
Eggplant,
alien.
yes.
Oh, man.
But then you see that Meriwether, his reluctant to be in an alien hospital actually helped because he's up there, was supposed to be just a pain reliever, and he's like going bad.
It's like they gave him an asprin and it was like you drank your coffee.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's
and
right. And it started to affect him.
And then they go wake up the doctor.
Yeah, they got to go
Oh,
wake him
that
up
was
because they don't know
funny.
what the hell was wrong with him.
That was
like-
so funny. I think
I've had
that's the
some
next
rough-
section.
Is it
though.
the next section they wake
Yep,
him
it
up?
Yeah,
is.
I
It's the
think
next
so.
section.
Oh,
So it was like,
man.
Because
what the
this
hell?
section, T'Pol didn't want to wake him up. She's like, maybe, but I really don't want to wake him up.
No, and Cutler's like, I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with this guy.
Yeah.
I
And he
gotta wake him
can't
up.
breathe.
Yeah, and he's going to anaphylactic shock.
It's kind of
We-
a bad
we need to
sign,
do-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess next section.
Okay, next section. Moving on. Act 4. Good fight. Sorry. Redo.
Take two.
Take 2.
Swallow.
I think she was.
Act 4. Good vibrations. Phlox is finally awake, and boy, is he messed up. Half asleep and fully delirious, the doctor does his best to treat Travis, but ends up snoring on a bed next to him. Trip and Reed finally break free, walking around in their magic underwear like a pair of Mormon boys, and all losing hope of getting laid. So much for that. The one and only person who ended up getting lucky was Hoshi and the creep. Archer is really digging his neighbor as they walk their dogs on the beach, eating at fancy restaurants and making a little sweet love. Then she opens her mouth and all of her trauma pours out of it. And she reveals that the Sulaban are taking orders from someone in the future. Bum, bum, bum. However, she needs Archer to talk and tell her everything. Archer lies, and the woman decides to stun him into unconsciousness. Porthos to the rescue. After this long weekend, the bus ride back is so quiet that you can hear a pin drop. Nobody wants to recount their Risa weekend. What happened on Risa stays on Risa.
Well, it was funny because she's all complaining about, the Sulaban, and then once Archer says that he's met them, she's just like, she starts to bombard him with like, well, you know something, you've got to
She
tell me
was
what you know.
really
Yeah.
obsessed. I mean, there's one level of, oh, I'm sorry that's happened to you, and fucking crazy bitch. She went to crazy bitch.
And she went to crazy
real quick.
bitch.
Yeah.
And
Real
Yeah.
quick.
that set off the alarms in Archer's head, and he was like, something's wrong here. So he
He brought the
scanned
scanner.
a bitch.
He
He scanned a bitch.
That's what Reed and Trip should have done, is brought the fucking scanner to the bar because, oh my God, that would have saved him so much hassle.
It would.
And it turns out she's at first I thought she was a Trill.
Yeah.
Because of the spots on her chest.
Yeah.
But she's a Tandaran.
Yeah, that was like, dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I mistook
She
that.
was not a Trill, yeah.
I thought she was a Sulaban in disguise.
No. The other ones, the guys that put Archer in the prison.
It's
Yeah, from
those
episode
people.
21, Detained.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Tandarans.
missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
she was so Tandaran in disguise.
And then the way Archer is like, no, I'm not. It's like, well, let's go take a walk on the beach. I'm like, didn't you guys just come from the beach?
Yes.
yeah, and he wanted to be slick about it. It's like, it might be chilly, so go get your wrap. So, and she goes to leave, and he's like, I've scanned her. Tell me what this is. And to Paul's like, okay, she didn't ask a bunch of questions or anything.
She's like, you don't sound like you're relaxed, sir.
No, she just right off the bat. May I have to say, this is probably the funniest part, however, of all the Enterprise shows so far.
That's a really good wake up call.
Yeah, when Phlox is like, I don't want to wake up. He's like, Mommy.
Oh my God.
That
Phlox was
hysterical.
hilarious.
It was the funniest part of this whole episode.
Oh, I love Phlox. He really makes the show good.
He's like, get the doctor. You are the doctor. What?
Okay, doctor.
I don't want to be the doctor. This is awesome.
Let me go back to bed.
I loved his wake up line. His wake up line was, I don't care what it tastes like.
Yeah, right.
That was
You're
funny.
like, okay.
What are we talking about? What was he dreaming about?
He was hysterical. He's like, I'm going to get it. He was determined to, like, I don't remember what is what, but I will remember. And he's out there and he's treating him and he's trying to figure it out. And he
keeps calling everybody captain.
I know.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And he's like, oh, we need Regulus bloodworms. Let's set course for Regulus. Maximum warp. I'm like, hold on a second. The doctor just went crazy.
The expression on his face, he's so expressive. Oh my God, he was hysterical.
It was awesome.
That was the funniest scene, I think, up in the entire season, up until this point. That was gold.
He really made it.
When he got out of his bed, he almost nailed Cutler in the face with a kick.
Yeah.
The comical part of it all was not just, the lines. It was also physical comedy.
Yeah.
Because it was
It
just
was.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Cutler was hoping that Phlox would nail her.
Hopefully. And then
That was
Especially-
another episode.
Especially like he fell flat on his face at one point. Like there was physical comedy in there, definitely.
It's great.
And you saw
And
the-
you know what?
Laurel and Hardy.
There was no stunt people involved in this episode. They did all their own stunts this episode.
That's awesome.
No, wow.
I saw that in Memory Alpha too. I thought, oh really? Oh, that's kind of cool. So it wasn't like they're jumping off buildings, but taking a fall on the floor is still something that you got to be careful about when you do.
And you notice that when he passed out face first, once he was able to find out what's wrong with Meriwether,
Thought he was gonna be drooling.
They made his feet. They made up his feet.
Oh, that he was wearing some feet?
No, you look, his feet matched the rest of him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
So he was barefoot, but in his barefoot, you saw, looks like he had some sort of like hair growth, like a hobbit foot or something. But
Nice.
It's if the size of the foot means anything.
it just means
Oh.
he has big shoes.
Big
But-
shoes. Yeah.
Hello.
Well, I mean, they look like your feet. They look like your feet, Captain.
Oh, please,
Oh.
no. And then you turn around again. Hoshi is like, she's like, touch me in the morning.
Hoshi Scores.
I think she was already touched.
Hoshi
That was
won
awesome.
big. Communication wins all.
And it was so funny because they're going to the planet. They're in the shuttle bay, like Archer's going to get some, Trip's going to get some, Reed's going to get some, everybody's going to get some. Hoshi's like, no, I'm just going to talk to people. And when they're going back, Hoshi's like, I'm the only one that got some bitches.
Yeah, she was the only one that wasn't looking to get it.
Got it
she
and got
got
it
it.
good.
That was
Yes.
the only. That shows you that you can't always think these quiet, unassuming women are.
I love that the dudes are like, you didn't think I just took advantage of you. And she's like, oh, no, not at all. She's like, I took advantage of you, motherfucker.
That's right. That's right. Mama needed a tune-up.
I would have let Rabbis take advantage of me too.
He was like, Mama needed a tune-up, so thank you.
Language
Yeah, because
lessons.
no one else on that ship. I wouldn't.
No, but that was pretty.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Rabbis, Hoshi's fuck buddy, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a
Oh,
vampire.
really?
Yeah, I thought he looked familiar. I
Is
didn't
that
know
why he
from
seems
where.
so creepy? It was a vampire thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he looked familiar, but I didn't know why. But
That's
that
pretty
makes
cool.
I mean,
sense.
I'd buy that for $1.
And then what's really cool, you get Malcolm and Reed when they finally escape. People are like, "Oh my God, you really do stink." They're walking around in their underwear.
Like, what is that stink going on? Oh, it's you guys.
Yeah, they're in their underwear. They smell. What were you guys doing?
Like, did you wipe your butt at all? I mean, come on.
Nope. It's still there.
What drink did they use to break the bottle to cut themselves free? I just wondered what that was because it probably didn't smell so good.
And this put a thread. I don't remember if this thread was ever picked up, but when Archer confronts her and he goes, "You're a Tandarian. What are you doing?" and everything. And she's like, "I'm going to knock you out." You don't see her anymore for the rest of the episode.
Mama said knock you out.
She got good.
Mama said knock you out.
That was a very handy technique. I mean, is that a regular thing? It's like Roofies for fingernails.
Yeah. She's like, "What? You scritched me." Oh, bam. He's on
It was
floor.
very effective. Is this something you can do in real life? Because hands off, baby.
I don't know. And then Porthos, who's been hiding the entire time, is like,
Porthos.
"Is she gone? Is she gone? All right, now I'm going to lick your face and wake you up because, I'm hungry."
Yeah, exactly. I got to get some food. I already ate your breakfast because you left it out.
And nobody, like you said, nobody wanted to talk. Nobody. And it's like, "Captain, did you get some rest?" "Yeah, I was out."
Like, oh, you should get out and, hang out with the people and fucking get robbed.
Right.
I wonder if Malcolm and Tucker actually will ever tell anybody what happened to them. Or is that
Probably
one of
not.
those stories they would keep to themselves?
Okay, can you imagine the log Reed would have written right after
my
that?
God.
Like, Captain's log. Oh my God, I had so much sex on Risa. I can't remember. Let me tell you all of their names. And then he starts talking about all the names.
Oh my God. And you can see like Hoshi's log entry would be in all 40 different languages, so people can't translate what she did.
She was conjugating.
Yeah.
Is that what they
she
call
definitely
it?
did. Yep. She definitely did. It was I thought it was an enjoyable episode.
Now, do you guys know what this week's theme for the title section was?
It sounds
Boys.
musical.
Beach Boys.
Yes, you're right. They're all songs by the Beach Boys. Woo!
I'm old, so there's
And
that.
I grew up listening to the Beach Boys. So.
And there's mushrooms, which is good. Oh, that sounds so musical. Manamana.
Oh God.
Manamana.
We're gonna get letters.
Manamana.
I mean, not actual emails. People are gonna write us letters. They just don't know where to send them to. You fuckers said Manamana, and then it was done.
Oh, this is for our other fans.
Manamana.
Okay, listen real close. Moist.
Yes.
Okay.
Manamana.
Sorry, you're what?
On Heather's score, what would you give this one, Heather?
A 5.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
I mean,
Wow.
I knew she liked getting the Risa, but wow.
Phlox made
No,
it
it
into.
was Hoshi getting something that gave a 5.
Wow.
She's like, yes.
Hoshi got a 5.
Ton of linguists.
She had a $5 foot long. On
She was
Risa,
5 by
she
5.
did 5. Oh.
I really liked Phlox and everything. I liked what they did with that. I liked that it was a nice, fun, leisurely thing. I liked how Archer wasn't like, oh, we're going to go insert ourselves into other people's business. And,
Yeah.
I'm going to make a decision that's totally against the Prime Directive. And maybe I should make a Prime Directive. Oh, my God, dude.
Was he too forceful when he grabbed her by the arm? Was that too much force from him, or was it just enough?
It's
what
he
got
didn't jerk her
implied,
into the
but-
room. Yeah, he didn't jerk her into the room, but he wanted questions
Let me
answered.
just say I would have punched him long before that.
Yeah, no doubt.
She said he was very nice.
You're very punchable. Yeah.
How about you
Heather-
guys? What'd you guys think of it?
Yeah, what'd you think, Rocky?
I was about a 7. I wanted a little bit more action on Risa. Just a little bit.
And how about you there, Pat?
I'll go with a 7 because I thought it was fun. They got bamboozled and everyone got bamboozled except for Hoshi.
Who bamboozled?
She bamboozled.
It was interesting because they actually were limited on production money during this episode because they were at towards the end of the season and they couldn't spend a lot. So they couldn't do a whole bunch of stuff on Risa. But I think what they did with it was pretty well done.
I agree. And I would have to give
Yeah.
this a 7. So that means we hit a jackpot. So we got 3 7s here. And the bulk of my score
21.
the bulk of my score, it comes from Phlox because I really
classic.
That scene I had to rewatch again because it was I forgot just how funny that scene was.
Funny.
It was wonderful. Phlox really made it good.
I don't care what it tastes like.
Yeah, that scene, that should go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, here, have this. I don't care what it is. So yeah, that was good. It had a lot. I don't remember if they ever picked that thread back up. Do we ever find out what that woman is or what she was or
Tandaran?
No, the ugly dog. No, there was a reason she had plastic surgery and
she had something. She said something about don't spoil what's coming up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there was a thread there they were about to unravel.
She said, "I can't let you get in the way of my plans."
Right. Yeah. She was. So there's something going on with her that we explore later in Enterprise. And because it's been so many years since I've rewatched this, I don't remember much.
No, neither do I.
And they kind of hinted in Memory Alpha that was kind of the last thread of the plot for the Tandarans. We don't see them again. And I don't remember if that's right yet or not either. So it was kind of like, oh, wow, something, with the Sulabons and the Tandarans is going on here.
We'll have to keep an eye out in case if it happens that way. That was
no more faking trills on Enterprise, please.
No, but however, for our next week homework assignment, I believe is the season finale. Is it, Pat?
Next week is Shockwave Part 1, the very last episode of Season 1 of Star Trek Enterprise.
Yay! We are finally done with the first season.
We made it!
Yes!
We did it! Okay, so let me read a little synopsis here. Enterprise discovers a mining colony of Horgons. The crew gets an invitation for a meeting on the surface, and the shuttle pod tries to break through the atmosphere. All of a sudden, just under the shuttle, a giant explosion begins and scorches the earth beneath.
Ooh.
All 3,600 colonists are reported dead. After examination, Enterprise finds out plasma leaking from the pod's vents ignited the tetrazine in the atmosphere. Lieutenant Reed, however, ensures that he closed the plasma vents before the shuttle went off. After the conversation with Admiral Forrest of Starfleet Command, Archer learns Enterprise's mission is canceled and they must return home, not to return to space for another 10 or 20 years.
Ooh.
When the ship has altered course, crewman Daniels, a time traveler, pays a visit to Captain Archer. Daniels is back! Woohoo! Unlock his quarters.
Yeah, we kept it for you just the way you left it.
Oh, the smell, man.
You left the cheese sandwich out there. Yeah, it became a life form.
And if I remember this episode, Reed was right. He did close the vents. Someone stuck something on the bottom of the shuttle.
Yeah, that was kind of, I remember some bits about that too. It was a very terrifying idea that just the act of landing on another planet, you blow the fucking planet up. I mean, come on. That's fucked up shit. And that's something we have to worry about when we visit other planets ourselves. Like if we're going to drop a probe on Mars, is it going to put a microbe on there that takes over the world?
I mean, whenever you probe a red planet, it's going to be problematic.
Are we probing?
It's angry.
Don't say probing. Heather's going to get excited.
Not me, the Tribbles.
I think the coffee's kicking in.
Oh, thank you. That's right. Coffee, kick in. That's right. Okay, now we really did reach the end of the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in and listening. Please, I know. Thank you. The coffee just told me something.
It says have another coffee.
Well, was it the coffee or was it a dot? No, this show was brought to you by Section 31 as well as our Patreon supporters. So thank you so much for those of you that donate to our Patreon to help keep the Tribbles neutered, as well as being able to look at those wonderful pictures of Rocky passing out when he gets excited, Heather in her Tribble bathing costume, and Patrick grabbing on a big ball. So Thank you so much.
Well, it wouldn't have been any of you.
Yeah, because mine's is too big for you to handle.
I've been told mine are large. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, they are.
I think I have a good sized balls.
So
I think my balls are pretty good. It goes with my penis.
And see.
She's a sports enthusiast.
That image just hit. Okay.
Well,
she likes to rack balls.
No, you know what it is? So
she has a collection of all the guys that upset her.
When I tell someone to suck my dick, they can't. So I had to surgically attach one on just so they would have something to suck.
It's just like, no, really, come over here. Come over here. It's like, no, seriously, I got one for you. Get over here and suck it right now.
Dot, and the balls came with.
Dot, I need another coffee to get that image out of my mind. So thanks, everybody.
Get the data scrubbers to erase that image from your mind.
For 4 score and 7 years ago, we brought
Oh, you know, I added some time crystal dust to his coffee. That might be what's doing it.
So, yeah, we being brought to you by Section 31.
You did that already.
No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Did I? Oh, hush. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for joining us, and I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July. Remember, just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG, and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.